Welcome to today's deep dive. You know that feeling when you're buying something online and you have to frantically hunt for your phone to type in a frustrating 6-digit SMS code?
Oh, yeah, it is the worst. Just completely breaks the flow.
Right. Well, that whole era is actually ending. We are looking at a strategic brief today on the European Union's May 2026 EUDI Wallet mandate. Specifically, we're diving into the PSD3 and PSR protocols. Our mission today is to unpack how this mandate is basically systematically destroying the traditional multi-factor authentication, like those SMS OTPs that you use every single day.
Yeah. And the stakes here are massive. We are looking at a total shift to zero trust, instant settlement commerce. I mean, when you look at the projections in the brief, the numbers are just wild.
Because it's not just a minor software upgrade, right?
Exactly. They expect a massive 15% uplift in checkout conversions and, get this, an 85% drop in merchant fraud liability.
Wait, 85%? That is staggering.
It really is. But to understand those ROI numbers, we have to look at the radically simplified consumer experience on the front end first. It is all powered by zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs.
Right, so think about the legacy checkout flow, like dealing with a really slow bouncer at a club. You hand over your physical ID, and he scrutinizes your home address, your exact birth date, your height. You are exposing all this raw data just to prove one single thing.
Yeah, which is a total privacy nightmare. But with the new EDI flow and ZKPs, it is more like walking up to the door with a cryptographic VIP pass.
So the bouncer never actually sees your real ID.
Precisely. Merchants can instantly verify specific compliance traits, like if you are over 21 or an EU resident, and they do this without ever touching, storing, or securing your raw, personal identifiable information.
So the cryptography just mathematically guarantees the claim is true, which instantly removes the merchant's liability for securing that sensitive data.
Yep.
But wait, if this new EUDI flow is essentially just handing over a perfectly secure, hyperfast cryptographic stamp of approval, why does the brief warn about severe architectural friction for legacy processors? Shouldn't a faster handshake make the back-end processing easier?
You would think so, but, well, the data structures are fundamentally incompatible. Legacy banking cores rely on older standards, specifically something called ISO 8583. Think of it like a very rigid spreadsheet from the 1980s with strictly fixed columns.
Oh, wow. Okay. And the EUDI wallet uses something entirely different.
Very different. EUDI uses modern nested JSON LD payloads.
Ah, so JSON LD is more like a Russian nesting doll of complex web data. You obviously cannot just take a layered nesting doll and smash it into a single flat spreadsheet cell.
You really can't, and you definitely cannot do it slowly. The instant payment rails enforcing this transition demand that the total transaction from start to finish completes in under 500 milliseconds.
Wait, half a second for the whole thing?
Yep. If that complex identity handshake takes more than 200 milliseconds, the entire shopping cart times out. The system just drops the transaction purely because of lag.
That is a brutal structural bottleneck. So how do these legacy networks actually survive the transition without just ripping out and replacing their core infrastructure?
They have to deploy an autonomous brain at the very edge of their networks. The strategy outlined here relies on deploying agentic AI microagents directly at the API gateway layer.
To basically act as a bridge.
Exactly. And this AI has 3 vital jobs to keep the checkout flow alive. First up is autonomous identity prefetching. The AI actually predicts user intent and fetches the EUDI tokens before the checkout is even triggered.
Oh, so it's verifying the VIP pass before you even realize you're walking toward the club door. That effectively cuts the authentication latency down to 0.
Right. Then comes dynamic schema translation. The AI takes those complex JSON LD nesting dolls and instantly unpacks them, translating them into the flat ISO spreadsheet formats on the fly.
So it speaks both languages perfectly, keeping the legacy systems running without needing a massive mainframe upgrade.
Yeah, and the third job is probably the most critical: predictive liquidity rebalancing. Because instant settlement means the money has to physically move in milliseconds, the AI predicts regional volume spikes.
Wait, really? It's predicting human behavior and moving real, physical money around before a user even clicks buy.
It has to. It proactively shifts settlement liquidity between different banknotes, so those lightning-fast, instant payment routes never run dry during a surge in transactions.
That is incredible. So the next time you experience an instant password-free checkout, think about what's actually happening behind the glass to make that possible. There is an autonomous AI dynamically translating cryptographic codes and predicting where to route capital in milliseconds. Also, you don't have to wait for a text message.
It completely rewrites our understanding of digital financial plumbing.
Which leaves us with a pretty massive question. If decentralized wallets and autonomous AI natively handle your identity, your security, and your instant liquidity perfectly in the background, what purpose will traditional consumer bank interfaces actually serve in the future?